What's going on here? I ran into
Right, that's what I'm saying. They made us, they forced us. You know, there's no such thing as
I'm a
Puerto Rican.
little confused about these two flags. I mean, is there any relationship between the two?
Yeah.
But
Puerto Rico is occupied and Palestine is occupied.
oh,
Two occupied nations.
so which by occupied? What do you? I mean, you equate both. It's like how is Puerto Rico occupied by the United States? I'm a little confused.
They have military bases there. They got the FBI there. They have the United States Federal Court there. The President of the United States that we do not elect in Puerto Rico decides everything for us. That's tyranny.
That's tyranny. And what do you suggest, that the United States get completely out of Puerto Rico?
Of course.
Okay.
Would they like China to be controlling the U.S.?
But it really depends what the ultimate goal is, in a sense that
Well, the outcome of what?
what the actual goal is. For instance, when the United States were party to the Second World War, for instance.
The what?
When the United States was party to was helping in the Second World War, right? After the Second World War, we left our bases in Europe and in Japan to prevent this sort of another war with Russia, for instance, right?
But that's occupation too, because that's part of the U.S. empire.
So you would rather have a war with Russia rather than having our bases?
No, I don't want no war with nobody.
But we didn't start the war. The Germans started the war, for instance.
But you know what they did to the Germans?
Who? The Russians?
The
Americans?
Listen to me. The treaty that they made, okay, the Versailles Treaty that they made,
Yes.
they were very, very unfair with Germany. So the Allies set the base for another war.
That's true.
That's part of the.
That's true.
That's part of
yes.
the Allies' fault that Germany declared war. It's part of the Allies. That it's their fault that they put Germany in a very difficult position, and that's why you had the rise of Hitler, which was no good for Germany and no good for the world.
So you justify Hitler starting the Second World War with the Russians, actually, together. So you think that Hitler can justify it for doing what he did?
No.
No. So, I mean...
It was not justified.
But you just
said... The Allies were not justified in putting Germany in such a position. The Allies were not...
But who did it?
Who?
On our side. Do you remember who was the president back then?
President Delano Roosevelt.
No.
Who?
No.
Who?
So it was kind of the more or less founder of the so-called progressive movement. Remember the name of the president? The one who was for the League of Nations. Remember his name?
No.
Woodrow Wilson.
Oh, well, but that's way before, right?
Yeah, no, he was the one who actually signed or was party of signatory of the Versailles Treaty. It was Woodrow Wilson. Okay. It was primarily his idea, actually, to impose these conditions on Germany. Reparations, yeah, I agree with you. It was kind of, kind of not fair. Now looking back, I understand all of that.
The United States owes us reparations for controlling our country.
And how do you see the United States paying the reparations? I mean, what do you expect? Me paying you? I'm a U.S. citizen, so why should I pay you? I'm just wondering.
I'm a U.S. citizen?
I am a U.S. citizen, so why should I pay, Puerto Ricans? Who else do you think we have to pay? And for what?
They control our country. They did massacres on the Puerto Rican people. My father survived the Ponce massacre. Orchestrated by President Delano Roosevelt.
A Democrat. Okay.
Yeah, I don't care whether he's Democrat or Republican. To
you don't
the same
care.
thing.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
Do you vote?
Me here?
Yes. Are you an American citizen?
No, I'm a U.S. citizen by imposition because they forced the citizenship on us because they needed us to fight their wars and to use us for cheap labor. And the reason why they impose the citizenship on us is because
You don't mind it, right?
okay, the reason why they put the citizenship on us, they forced us, was so that they could absorb Puerto Rico and take Puerto Rico and erase our national consciousness.
So what do you suggest? I mean, don't they have kind of an opportunity to move back to Puerto Rico now? I didn't like Russia. I was born in Russia. I moved to the United States. I don't regret it at all. I love America. It's the best country in the world. You don't like America?
Wait.
I left everything over there.
Hold it.
Everything.
United States is not America.
What is it?
United States is the United States.
Right.
America is the whole continent.
No, I'm talking with the United States of America. That's what I'm talking
we
about.
Latin Americans are Americans too.
Of course, but I'm talking about the United States. So you can't be a citizen.
You said America.
Well, the United States of America. Obviously.
You said America.
Okay, I correct myself. The United States of America.
Because if the United States is America,
yes,
then Nebraska is Central America.
Okay, fine.
And you know that's ridiculous, right?
Fine, it's okay.
And I don't care about the Russians. You know what I mean? You know why? They're not stepping on my toes.
Okay.
It's this system that's stepping on the toes of Puerto Ricans.
But do you believe in intercontinental missiles? Do you believe in intercontinental missiles?
I don't believe in atomic wars at all, or bombs at all.
But you know that they had them. You know they could have sent them our way. You know that North Korea is developing them. Allegedly, they have about 20 of them. And
that's their fault. That's their fault and the fault of the United States.
North Koreans?
North Koreans, the United States, England, France.
That we made
We don't have atomic bombs. Why should we pay for their atomic wars if there happens one?
But didn't we? Do you support our troops being a demilitarized zone between North Korea and South Korea, or you want all the troops out?
Well,
what's your position?
The United States should use the money of that 1,000 military bases. They should use it here in the United States for the well-being of the people of the United States.
But if we remove every base from every continent, and if we disarm our military, what do you think is going to happen to the United States of America? Not America, the United States of America. What do you think is going to happen? If we lay down our arms, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, there's one thing called disarmament.
Okay, so disarmament, fine. Okay, so
disarmament is the best thing for humanity.
The best thing. I agree. If
you have atomic bombs, we're in danger of being wiped out. We're all life, animal life, all of them.
I agree. By the way, speaking of which, it just reminds me of really interesting thing. I mean, you see, you're wearing this Palestinian scarf and the Palestinian flag. What do you think is going to happen if, let's say, Israel lay down disarmament? If Israel would have no arms at all, what do you think is going to happen to Israel?
First of all, the European Jews, okay, are not Semites. They're not. See, the Arab Jews are Semites. The Palestinians, the Jews in Israel come from Europe. These are Europeans that joined the Jewish religion. Okay, they are not Semites. Okay.
How did they end up in Europe? How do you think they ended up in Europe?
Well,
the Jews who you call not Semites.
Some Jewish people, I guess, went all over, and then this king, okay, I forgot the name of this area in Europe, decided to be Jewish by religion, but that doesn't make him Semite. You know what I mean? I'll tell you, I am more Semite than those people in Israel. You know why I'm more Semite? Because the Jewish people, okay, I mean Arab Jews, okay, were in Spain for 800 years, and they all mixed up with the Spaniards. The Spaniards invaded Puerto Rico, and they brought, ¿cómo estás, mami?
Hey, how are you?
Yeah. They brought that DNA to Puerto Rico. Okay.
The Jews.
Yeah. I'm talking about the Arab Jews. Hi.
No, I'm just, thank you.
You know what I mean? We Puerto Ricans
Are Jewish.
are very Semite. No, we're not Jewish by religion, Catholic, but we are to a great degree we're Semites.
So you were supposed to support Israel then? How are you supporting Palestine?
How could I support Israel? Israel is not Semite, mainly.
Oh,
Okay, they are mainly not Semite. Okay, it's the Palestinian Jews, the Palestinian Arabs. These are the true, real Jews. Okay, they are the ones. It's okay, but say for example, 20 million Chinese become Jews by religion. Does that make them Semite? No, no.
Well, but this
is what happened in Europe, and yet. They are the ones that are claiming Israel. Imagine if 10 million Chinese became Jews and claimed Palestine too.
So you don't believe that the European Jews were actually coming originally from the country that has existed for 3,500 years.
But the Canaanites and the Philistine, they were there. They were there. Maybe, if not at the same time, before. You know what I mean?
Okay, but they were Jewish.
Yeah,
they were Jewish.
And you know and you know the Palestinians. You're Jewish, right?
Yes.
Okay, I imagine so. You look very much like
Spanish, Jewish.
You look very much like an Arab Jew.
Okay.
You look very much like an Arab Jew. Okay.
So do you think I'm an Arab Jew?
Well, maybe your ancestry. Maybe your ancestry.
Well, then your theory is gonna be kind of defeated because, as far as I know, all my relatives way back used to live in Eastern Europe. But then, relatively recently, I learned that by judging by my last name, I'm originally a Sephardic Jew because 500 years back, 500 years back,
but wait a minute.
we came from Spain. But how did we end up in Spain? Because we were expelled from what was known by British.
Sephardic. Do you know that I got a book on the Sephardic Jews? And Sephardic Jews, the language they speak is almost like we talk.
Well, Ladino, it's
okay, and you know one thing? A lot of things in the book I found it's like us, okay? Like us.
So I don't understand, if you're so much pro-Semitic, what's the deal with the Palestinian flag and Palestinian scarf? I don't get it.
Hey,